Hi, my name's Tanya. I don't normally do videos like this, but I just feel like there's not enough videos out there as far as menstrual cup goes for the Merula one size. And yeah, I just wanted to put my thoughts out there so other people can, benefit from it. So I did just purchase this probably about like 2 months ago, and this is the Merula one size. I got the apple color, and I used to use the Diva cup, which I really loved too. It was really great, but it just, I have a high cervix. And what happens is with the Diva cup, I'll have it in, but it's hard to reach because of the high cervix. I can still remove it and everything, but I just figured I need something that's going to be better to hold and to remove. And so I went ahead and purchased the Merula because I liked the little ladder stem that I had. And turned out that it was like the best purchase I've done in a really long time. So I'm really glad that I went for it. Um, Using the Marula, of course, was a little bit different compared to using like the Diva cup or like the Blossom cup. Um, it definitely took me probably a day or two longer than it did with the other cups. But I mean, once I pretty much got the hang of it and using it, I mean, it's great. I love this cup, and I don't get any leaks. It stays right in place. I don't feel anything, and the stem is so soft. I mean, as you can see, I have the full stem. Some people trim it, but I keep the full stem. It works really great for a high cervix. Um, at first, I was kind of concerned just because it's just so large and it's a very firm cup. I mean, I don't even know if you can hear that, but I mean, it's pretty firm. But I mean, honestly, once it's inside, you don't feel it at all. Um, so main thing, which I remember looking all over Google and watching videos and everything, and nowhere that I could find in writing said to insert the cup this certain way. But every time I watched a YouTube video, and most of them were in Spanish because I could hardly find any English ones, is that you would have to do the punch down fold like you do for some of the other cups, and that's probably going to work the best for the Marula. But instead of going ahead and inserting it like this, like you'd actually flip the cup upside down with the punch down fold and then insert. And so when you end up letting go, it opens up by itself. Um, with my other cups, what I ended up doing when inserting is that I would go ahead, get the cup probably about like that far in, and then let go. But what I noticed with my Marula cup, if I tried doing that and doing what I do with other cups where I'll start trying to pinch the base, it wouldn't open inside me. It'd still stay squished. So what I ended up doing and finding out what works best, and I'm pretty sure this goes for a lot of people as far as having a high cervix. I'm not sure how smaller cervixes work in this sense, but when you insert it, and for me, what was easiest is always rather than grabbing with these two fingers, I would hold with these two fingers, my index and my middle, and I would insert and I'd pass, and you have this little mound on the inside of the vaginal wall, and I'm assuming that's your pubic bone. I could be wrong, but either way, I as long as I pass the cup, it'll open up completely by itself, and you'll feel it open inside you, and you'll feel that pop. And then from there, usually the stem is still somewhat sticking out of me, and I just go ahead and I kind of push that up from either side. And then once the stem is completely inside, where it's not getting my labia folds or anything like that, it's just a blessing. And I love this cup, and I recommend it to pretty much anyone who is interested in getting a menstrual cup. I know for lots of people, they're concerned about urinating with the cup in if it's going to be pushing on your urethra. But honestly, this cup is so soft and you don't feel it at all. I haven't had any issues while going number one or going number two. And this is a great cup. I would still, and that's to say that I have a really heavy flow. I just leave it in for the full 12 hours. Um, I mean, you can, of course, take it out sooner than that, but I think if you're in a public setting, you definitely have to be relaxed to put this back in because if you're not relaxed and you take it out in a public setting, you try to push it back in, um, sometimes you'll have a hard time doing that. So, I mean, I would recommend doing it whenever you're at home or whenever you're in a comfortable setting where you're fully relaxed because if not, um, yeah, you'll have a hard time putting this cup back in if you're not relaxed. Um, I found that the best way for myself inserting is, of course, sitting on the toilet, but I mean, lots of people squat all the way down or go in the shower and lift a leg up or putting a leg on top of the toilet to insert whatever anybody finds best for themselves is going to work here, but I do recommend sitting on the toilet, at least for myself. And then also using a potty squatty really helps too with insertion. And I think that really just goes for any cups. Um, Cleaning it's just the same like any other cup. I would say boiling it's probably going to be the most effective way. At first, I was concerned since, unlike other cups, this does not have all the suction holes around it. So I thought breaking the seal was going to be painful, but it wasn't actually painful at all with removal. Of course, once it's inside, of course, what I would end up doing is just getting my middle finger and pulling it down. But rather than going straight down, I kind of go from side to side slowly. And then from there, with my index and my thumb, I'd go in and get the base. And then with my thumb, I would break the seal. And then removal is really easy after that once the seal's broken. But I definitely don't feel any pain with removal either. I find that very easy as long as you do that kind of zigzag motion when you're removing it, and it helps to kind of get all that air that's trapped in there. One of the things I did notice, and I'm not sure if it's just because of the lack of suction holes, but the first day of my cycle when I went to go ahead and put this in, I did experience some cramping, which I didn't feel with other cups, but that did go away after like maybe like 20 minutes. Um, I'm so fidgety. But other than that, I mean, I really do recommend this cup. I know I'm always talking about it to everyone. And I mean, I feel like cups are still kind of like a new thing, even though they've been out for a while now, but they're just kind of coming back out there for people to use. A lot of people are still kind of not sure about cups, but I would say if you're already kind of thinking about it and wanting to make the switch for whatever reason, whether you want to be more eco-friendly or you're just tired of pads and tampons, this is a great alternative. But anyways, thank you for hearing my review. Hope it was helpful to some of you out there.